Hey everyone. I'm back on Rumble, and I'm kind of glad. I'm doing this because I think there are some people that need someone to talk to them, and I'm just letting you know a little bit about me. This video obviously is about marriage. I'm 37. I've been married for 5 years to a wonderful woman who is actually 10 years my junior. Actually, no, I'm 38, and she's 28. So, I was in the Army. I was an Army combat medic. I deployed twice to Iraq, and that was from 2007 to 2012. 18 months in country. I wanted to do a short video about marriage. Our birth rates are declining here in the US and everywhere, honestly. But I wanted to talk to young men. And there's a lot of stuff going on, like in feminism and stuff. Yes, it's raining, but I don't care. A lot of stuff going on in feminism, and I wanted to talk about it. So, for example, one second. Before you find a wife, okay, if you're dating online or what have you, I think it's important that there's two things that Christian men follow up on and make sure that their wife agrees with them. Number one, abortion. So if you're a Christian man and naturally we're against abortion, there's no shame in saying, hey, I expect my wife to not murder our child. And, in this country they have a choice, but that means you, as a future husband, also have a choice. And you can choose not to, do that. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Someone was following me, and I don't like to be followed as a vet. But anyways, if the feminists insist on worshiping Baal and pagan gods and sacrificing children to whatever, then you as a man have a decision to make whether or not you are going to be with a woman who does that. And freedom of choice, right? So that's the first thing. You need to find out their position on abortion, where you stand and where they stand. The Bible says not to be unequally yoked. This is kind of a big issue for me, and I've had women in the past. I was married once, and before my current wife, and when I went to Iraq, she aborted the baby. Her mom said, no, I'm not going to, if you guys break up, I'm not going to let you in my house if you have a child. And so she got scared and didn't think we're going to last, and ended up doing that. It's a hard decision, but anyways, number two is your religion. Okay, I myself am just a follower of Christ. You can call me a Christian if you want, but the big thing is that you need to be equally yoked. And if you're with a woman who is an atheist, I'm telling you, if and when you two marry and you have children, it's going to become a point of contention. Now, I'm a psychology student, and I don't claim to have all the answers in psychology and all this, but I see a lot. I read a lot of research papers, and I'm getting ready to go to grad school and all of this, and you'd be shocked at the kind of things, on my channel, I'll share some of these things with you. The kind of studies that go up is traditional Christian marriage. We don't really have it so much, and it seems as though feminists get super upset if you suggest that the woman should submit to the man. Now, put a pin in that. I want to talk about who's going to be your number one. But feminists don't like the idea of women submitting to men. which is interesting because they demand you submit to their agenda when they let men into locker rooms and into bathrooms. But no, don't submit to men. Just become men, or let men in your spaces. I mean, what happened to the feminist movement? This is insane. They did all this, women's suffrage and all of that just to give all their opportunities, all their awards, Women of the Year, It's a shame. And honestly, I'm hoping that Trump can turn the tide on the culture. But I mentioned one thing about who should be your number one. And I'm not going to make this video too long. But many assume your spouse should be your number one. I disagree. I think Jesus needs to be number one. And here's why. If you put your spouse above Christ, you're also putting her above your morals. And if you're putting one human being above your moral set, who's to say you're not going to put another one, like a mistress or whatever? Temptations run amok when values aren't number one. Also, I found that when I made Christ my number one, I become a better husband. I'm more devoted to her. I'm her protector. I'm her provider. And Jesus is not going to come down and get in the middle of the bed between you two. No, the Bible actually says something to the effect of, make sure that you two are intimate with each other so you're not tempted by the adversary, by the enemy. Give yourself to one another. But an atheist thinking about, I put my God first, means that they're going to go to church rather than spend time with him. No, you take your family with you to church. When Christ is number one, your family is better provided for, protected for, because all of those scriptures in those set of books, in the Old and New Testament, they point to a healthy family. That's what it is. Be fruitful and multiply. And we are meant to be the priests of our own home. That's what happens when we men step up. We are the priests of our own home. We guide and support our wives. In turn, they submit, they serve, they cook and clean. Now, I'm telling you, I do some cleaning and I do some cooking. I don't expect my wife to do everything, and I'm not like a king saying, hey, do this, do that. But no, she enjoys doing those things because I provide for her, and she has everything she ever wants, If she wants a laptop for school, because she's going to school too, I give it to her, if she wants, she's the one who plays video games in the relationship. If she wants that, go ahead. That's fine. But if you join me on this channel, I have a YouTube, and it's got a little over 3,000 subscribers. My content is kind of all over the place. But here on Rumble, it just seems there's a larger set of Christians and conservatives. And so I want to do a channel about that. And, one for veterans. I was also, like I said, I was a combat medic. And so I have a lot of medical knowledge. Another thing is that I was a volunteer firefighter, and I currently am an EMT in the state of Oregon. I was an EMT when I was in the Army too, an EMT basic. It is kind of weird, a psychologist, a future psychologist with an EMT, but that's what I hope to be. I'm looking to be a clinical mental health counselor, whether that's a therapist or, working with veterans. Veterans is the thing that I want to do the most. But we'll see. I graduate with the bachelor's degree in spring, and then I'll be applying to graduate degrees here shortly because the due date's in December. Anyways, if you want to follow this channel, that'd be great. I probably won't get very many watchers, but we'll sit down and we'll have conversations about what it's like to be a man, a Christian man. And when you fulfill that role, it's not just, you have a woman that submits to you. You have to be a provider. You have to be a protector. I mean, that's not just for show. We need to make sure that our homes are safe and are also serving the Lord. If you're an atheist and you don't like this kind of talk, that's fine. You don't have to watch. But you might get something from my videos also. I have a lot of experience, a lot of life experience. I've been homeless. I've been a homeless vet. I've worked almost every job. Taxi to supermarket, army, like restaurants, everything. And I've had so much that the smoke is from a bonfire. It's not serious. But anyways, step in here for a second because it's getting bad. I have a lot of life experience, and that means I feel like I have stuff to pass on. Learning a lot. It took me 10 years to achieve my associate's degree, and now, a year and a half later, I'm almost done with my bachelor's, or the bachelor's. It's not mine yet. Yeah, we can talk military, we can talk anything. The thing is I really have a deep passion for Christ, and I think that's what we need. Trump is in office, and now things won't go too crazy, because if Kamala was going to be in there, that would have been a disaster. But we're on the brink of potential war. What happens? I think everybody needs to be prepared. This means firearms and food and water and all of that, and we'll get through it together. So anyways, thanks for watching if you are, and let me know what you want to hear about. I'm always looking in the comments and stuff. My channel's not too big, and so God bless, and I'll see you later.